So the last part, part 3 of this Trig mixed review packet, deals with solving missing sides, but they're embedded within word problems. So my best piece of advice when doing these word problems is to always draw a picture. And actually part A asks us to do this, which is perfect. So let's first read. Number 14 says that a 24-foot ladder is placed against a wall at a 62-degree angle with the ground. How far away from the wall is the base of the ladder? All right, so we need to draw what's going on here. So I know my ladder is being placed against the wall. So if you imagine a wall, I'll draw the wall here. And you imagine a ladder kind of being placed against that wall. Something looking like this. Okay, and it says that the ladder is placed along the wall such that it forms a 62-degree angle with the ground. Now imagine the ground, here's the ground. The ground and the wall, they're going to meet perpendicularly at a 90-degree angle. So we have the ladder forming a 62-degree angle with the ground, and we have the ground and the wall meeting at a right angle, a 90-degree angle. And I think that's pretty much all we know at this point. We know the angle with which with the ladder and the ground meet. And we know that the wall and the ground are going to meet at a 90-degree angle. We also know that the ladder is 24 feet long. So I can go ahead and label the ladder as 24 feet. But we don't know anything else. The question we are posed with is, how far away from the wall is the base of the ladder? So this would be the base of the ladder. And they're asking, how far away is the base of the ladder from the wall? So they're actually asking, what is this green part here? What is X? Okay, so now we have our picture. If you want to simplify the picture, if it's too much to process with all of the things that are going on, with the ladder and the wall and the ground, if you want to just draw a right triangle off to the side, the hypotenuse being 24, remember this is the ladder, and we know that this angle down here with the ladder and the ground is 62, and then this right here, this is the base between the base of the ladder and the wall, this is the X, this is what we want to know. So this is the simplified triangular version of what's going on in our word problem here, but they want us to calculate this distance. So again, now we're just finding a missing side length, just like we were in part 2. So we need to think, well, which of the 3 trig functions is going to relate the side that is labeled x with the side that is 24? Now, the side that is labeled x, that side is adjacent to the 62-degree angle, and the side that is 24, that's the hypotenuse. So what trig ratio relates adjacent with hypotenuse? That's going to be cosine. So I can here now say that the cosine of the 62-degree angle is going to be adjacent over 24. So from here, you can multiply both sides by 24, and this will leave us with saying x is whatever 24 times the cosine of 62 degrees comes out to be. It didn't tell us how many decimal places to round to, so we can kind of choose that. But 24 multiplied by the cosine of 62 is 11 point, let's round it to 1 decimal place, 11.3. About 11.3. So we're going to say 11.3. So tying this all together, instead of just leaving this as our answer, because this was a word problem, let's tie it all together here and let's write a sentence. So we can say that the ladder is 11.3 feet away from the wall. I should maybe say the base of the ladder. The base of the ladder is 11.3 feet away from the wall. So again, draw a picture. Always label what you know. Kind of translate that to a simpler triangle and then solve for the missing piece that you're asked to solve for. The next question, I will not do this all the way through, but I will get you started. This next question is pretty interesting. This is a real life application that scientists actually use. So they measure the depth of craters on the moon by looking at photos of shadows. The length of a shadow cast by the edge of a particular crater, so we have the crater going on here. It's kind of this dip in the brown picture here, brown part of the picture. It says that the shadow is 500 meters long. So this is the shadow here of the crater. Okay. It says that the angle between the ray of the sun and the base of the crater, which is right here, is 55 degrees. They now want us to estimate how deep the depth of the crater. So that's labeled here as D. So to simplify the triangle, we've got our 90-degree angle going on here. We've got the depth of the crater here. We have our 55-degree angle with the ray of the sun and the base of the crater located right here. And we also know that the shadow is 500 meters long here. So now we're asked how deep, or what's the depth of the crater. So we're trying to find D. D is opposite angle 55. And we also have the side 500, which is adjacent to the angle of 55 degrees. So you need to ask yourself, what trig ratio relates the opposite side with the adjacent side of a particular angle? Using that, you'll be able to find D, and you'll be able to then find the depth of this crater on the moon.